Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the latest Port Charles drama. We are always thrilled to have you here, to unpack every single shocking twist and turn with us. Let's jump right into the madness, because this week has been absolutely off the rails. The walls are closing in, the shadows are lengthening, and every single alliance in Port Charles is suddenly standing on a knife's edge. A seismic shift in momentum just shattered the fragile peace, leaving our favorite characters staring down impossible choices with no safe way out. I cannot believe what we just witnessed on Friday's episode. I mean, my jaw is still on the floor, and I am typing this up at 2 in the morning because I simply cannot sleep until I get all of these thoughts out of my system. We need to talk about Jason and Anna Devane right now, because their reconnection tour is officially underway, and it is tearing my heart into a million tiny. I have been watching the show for years, and I do not think I have ever seen Jason look this profoundly haunted. Anna is the next stop on his list of people to catch up with, and the weight of their shared trauma is practically suffocating. They sit down and talk about everything they have been through, specifically the absolute nightmare of being held captive by Ross Cullum. And let me tell you, the tension in that room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. But here is the thing that is driving me absolutely. Jason tells Anna that it seems like they have both been through a lot. A lot? Jason, that is the understatement of the century. The burning question I have, and I know I am not the only one screaming this at my television screen, is whether Jason is actually going to tell Anna the full truth about what he endured at that WSB Black site in Jakarta. Because if we are being honest, Jason is a vault. He absorbs pain so other people do not have to. He is sitting across from Anna, looking at a woman who was gaslit, drugged, and held in a dungeon beneath Windermere for months, and he is probably thinking he needs to spare her. He probably thinks her ordeal was worse, or at least that she is too fragile right now to hear about his own torture. And it instantly brought back memories of Duke Lavery. Remember when Duke was held in that Turkish prison for 20 years? Everyone thought he was dead, and when he finally came back, the psychological scars were so deep they almost destroyed him all over again. What Jason went through sounds eerily similar. It really does not sound like the WSB's illegal accommodations have changed much since Duke's era. Jason is carrying a Turkish prison level of trauma inside his head, and he is just drinking coffee and pretending but he is not fine. And Anna is not fine either. She is literally seeing hallucinations of Peter August in her peripheral vision. These two are a pair of broken heroes trying to hold each other up, and it is beautifully tragic, but I am dreading the moment they both inevitably collapse under the weight of their secret. Wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Because we have to pivot to the absolute comedy gold and corporate terror that is Tracy Quartermaine. Tracy is catching up with her dear friend Stella Henry over tea and sympathy, and she casually drops that torturing Lucy Coe is just a perk of her current situation. I screamed! I literally screamed. Tracy Quartermaine is a menace, and I am absolutely here for it. Nobody delivers a lethal one-liner over a porcelain teacup quite like Jane Elliott. Tracy is exaggerating, of course, but you know she means every single word. She takes genuine, deep-seated pleasure in watching Lucy squirm. But let's look at why Tracy is so feral right now. She is backed into a corporate corner, and Tracy Quartermaine does not do well in corners. She is still absolutely furious about Brooklyn's bright idea to sell her deception shares to Lucy in exchange for a favor. I mean, what was Brooklyn thinking? You do not hand ammunition to the enemy. And just when Tracy thought she could manage that disaster, the second blow landed. Maxie Jones left the company and moved to Australia. But the real kicker? Maxie gave her shares to Michael Corinthos. Michael, the golden boy who is currently acting like a ruthless corporate raider. Tracy is surrounded by people who want to rip ELQ and deception out of her hands, so of course she's going to take out her frustrations by torturing Lucy Coe. It is her coping mechanism. Speaking of Lucy's nightmare, Serena Baldwin has arrived. Let's go. I have been begging the soap gods for this return, and Kelly Kruger stepping into the role is exactly the kind of chaotic energy this deception war needs. Serena shows up in Port Charles, and she does not waste a single second. She immediately starts interrogating Lucy, demanding to know what she is really doing in town. Because Serena grew up with Lucy, she knows every single one of her tells. She knows that when Lucy Coe is breathing, Lucy Coe is plotting. And Serena is absolutely right to be suspicious. She knows Lucy has a massive plot going, and she knows she is about to be drafted into the front line of this corporate war. Serena has substantial shares in Deception, the company Lucy originally founded, and she is the ultimate heavy hitter. I know some people are loving Michael's ruthless CEO era, but personally, I am rooting for Lucy and Serena. You cannot blame Lucy for being resentful. Deception is her baby. It was practically stolen out from under her, and she has been humiliated at every turn. Of course she wants it back, and she will do anything to get it. With Serena by her side, Tracy and Michael better watch their backs, because the Baldwin women are not playing games anymore. I am so ready for this boardroom bloodbath. Okay, back to the hospital, because we need to talk about Isaiah Gannon and Britt Westbourne. What on earth was this scene? Isaiah opens up to Britt, and it becomes crystal clear that his entire focus is on Curtis Ashford. Court is coming up soon, and Isaiah is out for blood. We all know the legal mess Curtis is in. Curtis is desperately trying to blame Isaiah for his and Jordan's car crash, a crash Isaiah had absolutely nothing to do with. But that is just the criminal side. Then there's the civil suit. Isaiah is suing Curtis for ruining his hand, demanding massive financial compensation for pain and suffering, and the total loss of his livelihood as a surgeon. And then Isaiah looks Britt dead in the eye and tells her that his ultimate goal is to nail Curtis to the wall in court. Nail him to the wall. I was shocked. And clearly, Britt was too. Britt Westbourne, the former Britch, the woman who wrote the book on holding grudges and plotting revenge, was standing there looking genuinely surprised. I think she was shocked, because she did not realize Isaiah had that kind of dark, ruthless revenge in him. He always played the noble, injured victim, but the mask is slipping. Isaiah wants to destroy Curtis's life. And honestly, I kind of get it. Curtis ended his career in a fit of rage. But seeing Isaiah go full villain mode is a massive shift, and having Britt be the sounding board for this was a brilliant choice by the writer. Britt knows exactly what happens when you let vengeance consume you. But all of that pales in comparison to the absolute fire happening at the Metro Court pool. Can we talk about Michael and Brooklyn? Because this conversation gave me life, and then it immediately gave me anxiety. Michael and Brooklyn are catching up, and Michael casually drops the bomb that Willow is getting a divorce from. Now we all know Willow traded Drew an immediate divorce for his silence, because Drew is fully mobile, furious, and blackmailing. But Brooklyn does not know all the dark, twisted. All Brooklyn hears is that Willow is about to be a single woman again. And Brooklyn's reaction? Pure, unadulterated panic. Her hackles immediately go up. She starts anticipating Willow's next move, and she is full of fire and venom. Brooklyn looks her cousin dead in the face and declares that Willow will go after Harrison Chase the second her divorce is final. And then she drops the line of the week. She will get her claws into Chase over my cold, dead body. Yes, Brooklyn. Defend your man. I was cheering in my living room. I have been watching Brooklyn and Chase build this beautiful, fragile family with baby Phoebe, and the looming threat of Willow has been driving me. Willow always falls back on Chase when her life falls apart. Chase is her safety net, her ultimate good guy. And Brooklyn knows it. She knows that Chase has a massive hero complex when it comes to Willow. But wait, we have to look at the massive, glaring hypocrisy. Brooklyn is acting like a fierce protector of her marriage, but she is sitting on a ticking time bomb. Am I the only one who remembers that Brooklyn is the one who framed Willow for the Route 91 hit and run? Brooklyn was the drunk driver who fled the scene of Jordan and Curtis's crash, and she used Brick to manipulate Willow's GPS to make her take the fall. She literally confessed this to Chase, manipulating him into thinking his fixation on Willow caused it, but she hid the fact that she was the actual driver. So Brooklyn is sitting at the Metro Court pool, vowing to keep Willow away from Chase over her dead body, while actively destroying Willow's life in the background to save her own. It is brilliant, messy, soapy perfection. Brooklyn is terrified because she knows that if Willow comes crying to Chase about her divorce, Chase will drop everything to comfort. And if Chase ever finds out that Brooklyn is a true hit-and-run driver, it is over. The marriage is over. The adoption is over. Everything burns. I know some fans are exhausted by the Willow and Chase dynamic, but you have to admit, the stakes have never been higher. Michael is sitting there, probably taking mental notes, because Michael wants Willow back under his control. If Willow runs to Chase, it ruins Michael's long game. So Michael and Brooklyn are essentially in an unspoken alliance to keep Willow away from the detective. But Willow is desperate. She is cornered by Drew, she is terrified of Jen Sidwell's trial, and she is losing her mind. A desperate Willow is a dangerous one. So, what happens next? Does Jason finally break down and tell Anna the truth? Does Serena rip deception out of Tracy's hands? Will Isaiah actually succeed in destroying Curtis? And how long until Brooklyn's massive lies blow up in her face? I am dreading the fallout, but I am also completely glued to my screen. Port Charles is a powder keg right now, and someone is about to light the match. Will Brooklyn's dark secrets destroy her marriage before Willow even makes a move, or will Serena's corporate warfare claim the first casualty? Drop your wildest theories below, and subscribe for more.